Okay, guys. So, when it comes to solving this kind of problems, it's important that we need to read. Okay, take the time to read the whole instruction. Why? Because when you read is when you start learning what you need to actually do. Okay. For example, the kind of data that you need to create. Yes, the elements that you need to pay attention to. If you need a array, if you need an array, if you need some, I don't know, variables, loops. Yes. So first, let's read it together. It says that there's a two-dimensional array, meaning a list of lists, that is called account. Yes, account is equal to a list of lists. Yes, that's a two-dimensional array. Okay. If you want to print it in a better way, you can do this. Yes. Basically, I'm just creating there the visuals. Yeah, so it's called account, and yeah, it's an array of two dimensions. Then that is going to store the names and passwords for the banking program. Okay. It says that a two-dimensional array called account details. Yes. Also excels. Yes. Excels with the program that has 3 columns. Remember that a two-dimensional array has columns and rows. Yes, what does it mean? That in every element that is going to be inside, there's going to be 3 elements. Yes, it's just clarify and show an example over here. In every subindex, yes, of the array account details, there's going to be 3 elements. The first one is the balance. Yes, this 0 over here. Index number 1 is going to be the overdraft limit. Yeah, that is a mathematical operation. And the third element is going to be, yes, the third element is going to be having the withdrawal limit. Okay. So then it says that, of course, the amount of money in a bank can be negative, overdrawn, but not more than the overdraft limit. Yes, because it has an overdraft limit. Yeah. Then it says that there's suitable error messages. Yes, take into account that this is my first time attempting this problem, so we may be doing it together, but let's see how it goes. Okay, so really important, pay attention to the instruction first and completely read the whole problem. Suitable error messages must be displayed if a withdrawal cannot take place. For example, if the withdrawal limit or the size of the withdrawal is exceeded. Yes. So the bank account ID gives the index of each account holder's data held into the 2 arrays. Yes. For example, the account ID 20, yeah, the ID 20 will be held in account 20, yes, over here, and account 20, yes, 2. So that will be exactly the name and the password. Yes. So what do I mean? That in this one, yes, it's going to store name and password. Yes. And the index, in this case index 0, yes, the data for index 0 in the account details is going to be this. Yeah, so this index belongs to this. Then if I want to have my second element, name 2 and password 2. Yes, those are how it goes. So this data belongs to this one as well. Yes, and account details 21, 22, and 23, they belong to the same person. Yes, that's what it means in here. The variable size contains the number of accounts. Okay, so size is equal in the moment to 0. Yes, or in this moment to 2, because that's the number of accounts that I have. The arrays and variable size, yes, have been already set up to store the data. Okay, so this is in the case you are creating a program with 0 code that you need to be able to declare. But in this case, they will already specify that you don't need to declare. Then it says the instruction mostly goes like this. Write a program that meets the following requirements. Okay, first, checks that the account ID exists and the name and passwords entered by the account holder match the name and password stored in account before any action can take place. So let's suppose that the name is going to be Sergio, the password is 123, The second name is going to be Eduardo, and the password is 5678. Yes, and of course, yes, the balance. Yeah, let's suppose that I have the balance for Sergio, that is the element number one is going to be $500. Yeah, the column 2 stores the overdraft limit. Yes, that is a maximum total amount of an account holder can borrow from the bank after the account balance reaches 0. For example, 100. So let's leave it 100. And it says that in the third element is going to be having the withdrawal limit. That is the amount of money that can be withdrawn at one time. For example, 200. Yes. So let's 200. Let's set a 1,000 over here. The overdrawn limit. Yeah, the overdraft limit is going to be 200, and for this one, the withdrawal limit is going to be 300. Okay, this data is just an example. Of course, the size is 2, but what is the problem? That in this scenario, we need to be able to determine the length of the account. Yeah, because we need to determine the values of the arrays. In this case, we know that it is 2, but imagine if it's a bigger size. So you need to start using the functions, for example, of length. Yes, it says that I need to check that the account exists. Yes, so first, what do I need? I need to receive the account. Yeah, so how do I receive the account? Well, let's create a variable. Account ID is equal to int input. Yes, what is the ID of your account? Yeah. What is the ID of your account? Yes, that's the information that I'm going to receive from the user. Yeah. Then it says that I need to make sure that the password entered by the account holder match the name and password stored in the account. Okay. So first I need to receive the name from user. Yes, it's going to be equal to an input, and I'm going to ask what is your name. Yes, what is your name? Yeah. And then I'm also going to password from user. Password user is equal to int input. What is your password? Okay. So let's validate this. This is a checking. This is a validation. Yes, because it must exist. It must be there. So for the limit, yes, for the IDs, we know that it is using integers. Yes, for example, in this example over here. So what are we going to do? We are going to check if the ID, yes, if the number from the ID is in the range, yeah, of the length of the array of accounts. So let's create the function def check ID. That's my function. And what parameter do I need to achieve that? I need the ID. Yes, that's the only parameter that I'm going to be using. So, and even you may use the account. Yes, that is where you have the account. Okay, that's another ID. I don't use ID because that one is a receive keyword. Okay, so the parameters are ID and account. Okay, so how do I do that? Well, I can say that if, yeah, the ID in range, yeah, that it starts, yeah, from 0 till the length of the account, yeah, plus 1. Why plus 1? Because remember that the limits in Python are not inclusive. So if, for example, you have the elements, yeah, in 2, let's suppose, yeah, I have 2. The length of the account is going to be 2 elements, yeah. So if you say in this case, probably this option is not going to be the one that we use. So why? Because the length of the account is 2 elements. So in a range from 0 to 2 is going to include 0 and 1. And that's perfect because this is ID 0 and this is ID 1. Okay, that's good. So if the ID is in the range from 0 to the length of the account, I'm going to print, yes. What am I going to print? I'm going to print, yes, the ID is valid, and I'm going to return a status of true. Yes. And else I'm going to print, yes, not a valid ID, yes, not a valid ID, and then I'm going to return false. Why this? Because in here, when I'm doing a checking, here's a validation, I'm checking if it's true or false. What do I mean by that? Is the number in range? True. Yes, because for example 0 is in range from 0 to 5. Yes, 3 is in range, so it's false, it's true, and then it will be false. And with that I just create the function. So for example I can say that while, yes, true, I'm going to determine if check ID, yes, of check ID, and I'm going to pass the ID that is stored in the account ID, yeah, that was given by the user over here, and I'm going to pass also the argument of the array, that is account. If this is true, yes, if that process is true, yeah, what are we going to do? Well, basically we're just going to break the infinite loop that I have with the while true. And else, yes, I'm going to continue. But before continuing, yes, before continuing, what do I need? Well, I need to ask again for my ID. So in that case, I'm just checking again. Okay. So what is it going to happen? If, for example, let's suppose that I add 3 as the ID. Yes. So what is it going to do? It's going to go check is 3 in the limit. So it executes, it calls, yeah, in here I call the function, and it's going to execute this. 3 is not in a range, so it's going to return false. And if false is true, that is not true, yes, it is going to go to the else, and it's going to again ask for the account ID, and then that new ID, the new value is going to be passed as the argument to the function itself. Okay, until we can break it. Now, what else do I need to validate? That, of course, yeah, the password, yes, password and the names, they match. So let's create another function, def name pass check. What do I need to create as the parameters? Name, yes, I need the password, yes, I need the ID because they need to match, yes, and then of course I'm going to pass also the account, yes, because it's where it is stored the information. So what should happen if, yes, name, that is the information from the user, yes, is equal to what? Where is the name stored? It is stored into account index. Where? The index that is being given by the ID, yes, and in what sub-index is it located? In index 0, yes. If this is true, and, yes, password is equal to, again, account of the ID, in which sub-index? In index 1, yes. If the password given from the user in here is equal to account index ID sub-index 1, yes, this one or this one, if that is true, yes, print validation complete, and again I'm going to return true. Else I'm going to print not validated, yes, and I'm going to return false. Now, what am I going to do? Again, another while, yes, or even I can, for example, move this, Yes, move this to another place. While true, and again, if name pass check, yes, and I pass the arguments. What is the name? The name is name from user. Yes. What is the password? Password user. What is the ID? The ID is being given in the account ID. And where is the account? Is also the account. Yes. If that is true, yeah. So I'm going to say break. I'm going to break it. Else, yes, I can just say again. I'm going to ask again. Okay. So what do I need to ask again for this? Okay. For the passwords themselves. Okay. So let's rearrange the indentation. Perfect. Let me increase it over here. Okay. Wait. This one. Which one is this? This one. Okay. Now, in this moment, everything is done already. Yes. I already made this possible. Yes. Now it says that, of course, yeah, I want to display a menu. So how do you do that? Well, that's something that you already know. Let's do this over here. Okay, so after everything of that happens, you are going to print, of course, this number one, display name, display balance. Yes. Let's create another print. Watch out the indentation. Let's change these values. Yes. This one is going to withdraw money. This one is going to deposit money. Yeah, and this is going to exit. Okay. So now that all of this is done, yes, I need to make sure that this happens continuously. So I'm going to have a while true. Why? Because I need to be able to exit. So what is that going to be like? My break. Okay. So now I am going to print that I want to have a variable that is an option that receives an integer. Yeah. And then I'm going just to say int input, please select one option. Okay. So if option is equal to 1, yes, let's work on the structure. I'm going to complete the code in a second. Okay. And else print not a valid option. Yes. So what's going to happen if, yes, if it's option 1? So since I already have the ID and everything is complete, yes, and everything was made sure to exist, yes, and then I want to display balance, yeah. What am I going to do? I'm going just to go to say print, yes, and I can start working with name that it was given in the variable that is called name from user. Name from user, print name for user. Your balance is, yes, and then what am I going to print? Where is the balance? The balance is in account details, yeah, ac details. Position, what position? Position ID that was given in the variable account ID. Account ID. Okay. Account details, account D, and in which subindex? In subindex 0. Okay. And that will be it. Okay. That's basically what it says. It goes Name from user, Sergio. Your balance is, go to account details, meaning this array, go to subindex account ID, that it should have been 1 or 0, yes, in this case, and go to subindex 0. Remember that always 0, yeah, subindex 0 in each in each column, yeah, is going to be the balance, yes. Then it says that option choose to withdraw money. If, of course, the withdraw money option, what is the logic of withdrawing? You have your balance, yes, you subtract, yeah, you subtract the amount to withdraw, yes, amount withdraw, but this is conditioned to what? To the limit, yes, to the limit of withdrawing. And where is the limit of withdrawing? In column, as we have it in the instruction in here, the limit of withdrawing is 200, yes? That's the withdrawal limit, yeah? So, of course, well, the withdrawal should be, yes, less than account details supposition ID, that is account ID, and in the index 3. Yes. So what are we going to do? Basically, what are we going to do? We are going to get the balance. Yes, that is this one. Yes, account details equal to account ID. Yeah, we're going to do a process that is, of course, I need to ask how many money I want to withdraw. So it's equal to float. Why float? Because I cannot request for decimal money. Yes, for example, I want $7.5 out of my account. Yeah, and input, and I'm going to receive how many dollars do you want to withdraw. So new balance, that's what it's going to look like. New balance, yeah, it's going to be equal to the account details, account ID 0 minus this variable, yes. And then what we're going to do, yes, is that after that is printed, yes, after that is withdrawn, yes, you can say print. We are getting ready your money. Yes, you can say your new balance is, comma, and new balance. The information that we have right there. And then what's going to happen? How do I send that to the array? Well, I'm going to say that account details, account ID is 0, yes, because that's the place where balance is stored, is equal to the new balance. Yes, basically this index, this position, takes the value of this. Okay, and with that we update the model. Then it says that with 3 we're going to deposit. Okay, so it's similar to the option number 2. Amount deposit, yes, is equal to what? To float input. How much do you want? How much do you want to deposit? Yes. Watch out, because in this option, let me finish this and then I'm going to go ahead and talk about option 2. So what is going to be happening? Yes, I can say that the new balance is going to be equal to account details plus, yes, amount deposit. And in here, I say it again, I can use this. Yes, I can use this to continue. We are getting ready your money. We added, we receive. Remember that we need to have suitable messages. We received your money. Your new balance is new balance, yes. And again, is as in this case, in option 2, the account detail balance is going to be equal to this, to the new balance, yes. Now, that will be the solution for option number 2. Okay, let's go into print in here. Print, thanks for visiting the bank. Okay, in this one, what happened? The new balance, yes, this operation only happens if the limit, yeah, if the limit of the withdrawing process can happen, yeah. And also remember that you can withdraw over, yes, your balance because you have the overdraft limit. So for example, it means that, yes, if you have $100, yes, and then you say that you have overdraft $100, so you can remove $600, yeah, but it cannot be happening transactions of over $200. So in this case, we're going to be working on this. So you need to already do this. Okay, the new balance. Okay, so if, yes, the amount withdraw, yes, amount withdraw is less than what? Than the account details, yes, ID, but this is index 1, yes, that is the withdrawal, the overdraft limit. No, 2 actually, that's the withdrawal limit. If this is less than that, okay, that's perfect, yeah, I can do this. Okay, else print you exceeded your withdrawal limit. Okay, guys, and with this you may continue implementing more functions, yes, but with this, in these 65 lines, we can complete the whole code, yes. This will give us the expected marks. Why? You're using loops, you're using arrays, you're using variables, you're using inputs, outputs, and you're using functions. Okay, so guys, have a look at this. Please study.